Uh, Today we're going to read a story about, and it's a Chinese story. So an interesting thing in my class, you know I'm in class to become a teacher, right? Does everybody know that? That's why I'm here, I'm learning. If I could have everybody's face, thank you. Okay, well in my class we have a student from China. Yeah, she actually came from China and she's here learning with us. She speaks a little bit of English and she's taking the same classes that we are. Some of the things that the Chinese people do are a little bit different than what we do here in the United States. I don't know if you've ever seen it before, but this girl, when she drinks, does anybody like to drink tea? Who likes tea?
I like green tea.
Like green tea? Yeah, well, this girl in our class, she actually drinks tea and it has flowers in the tea. Isn't that kind of different? I thought that was unusual. So I like to talk to her as much as I can to find out as much about China as possible. And right now, we're going to be working on a project starting this week about China. That's in my class, we're going to talk about China. But today, as part of the reading segment that Mr. Copley asked me to read, is actually a story about China. It's a folktale that comes from China. It's a very popular story. It's a very popular folktale written in Chinese by the author. The name is Demi, and it's called The Empty Pot. Okay?
Why do you have the Chinese student here and she would read that?
You know what? I thought about that. That would be a really cool idea, huh? Maybe I can have her come and talk and tell it in Chinese sometime. Okay, one more question, and then I want to get started with the reading. Her name is Young Yi. Young Yi, and we call her Jenny. So that makes it easier for us. Okay? Young Yi. Young Yi. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, Young Gu. Young Gu, and we call her Jenny. Jenny Gu is her name. Okay? All right. So let's start with the story. It's called The Empty Pot by Demi. Ariana, one last question, and I want you to start. Yes. I'm sorry. You want to get a drink of water? Okay, run back here real fast and get it. I'm going to start the story, okay? And you're going to be caught on camera taking a drink of water while I'm trying to read the story. Is that okay? No, it's okay. I'll edit that part out. Okay. The Empty Pot. A long time ago in China, there was a boy named Ping who loved flowers. Anything he planted burst into bloom. Up came flowers, bushes, and even big fruit trees. Everyone in the kingdom loved flowers too. They planted them everywhere, and the air smelled like perfume. The emperor, everybody know what the emperor means? Go ahead.
Some of the feedback I received from my mentor
The
said
emperor
I should have introduced vocabulary prior
and he
to
tended his
the
own
read
garden
aloud
every day.
to
But the emperor was very old.
reduce
He needed to
breaks
choose
and
a
pauses throughout
successor.
the read
A
aloud.
successor is a person that's going to take over the kingdom after he's gone. Okay? Like the next king. And he needed to choose a successor to the throne. Who would his successor be? And how would the emperor choose? Because the emperor loved flowers so much, he decided to let the flowers choose. The next day, a proclamation was issued, a decree. All the children in the land were to come to the palace. There they would be given special flower seeds by the emperor. Whoever can show me their best in a year's time, he said, will succeed me to the throne. This news created great excitement throughout the land. Children from all over the country swarmed to the palace to get their flower seeds. All the parents wanted their children to be chosen emperor, and all the children hoped they would be chosen too. When Ping received his seed, this is a picture of one of the children receiving a seed from the emperor. Yeah, and that might be Ping there. When Ping received his seed from the emperor, he was the happiest child of all. He was sure he could grow the most beautiful flower. Ping filled a flower pot with rich soil. He planted the seed in it very carefully. He watered it every day. He couldn't wait to see it sprout, grow, and blossom into a beautiful flower. Day after day passed, but nothing grew in his pot. Ping was very worried. He put new soil into a bigger pot. Then he transferred the seed into the rich black soil. After 2 months he waited. Still nothing happened. By and by, the whole year passed. Spring came and all the children put on their best clothes to greet the emperor. They rushed to the palace with their beautiful flowers, eagerly hoping to be chosen. Here's a picture of all the kids that brought in all these flowers.
Whoa.
Everybody brought plants. Okay? And one piece there. All right. Ping was ashamed of his empty pot. He thought the other children would laugh at him because for once he couldn't get a flower to grow. His clever friend ran by holding a great big plant. Ping, he said, "You're not really going to the emperor with an empty pot, are you? Couldn't you grow a great big flower like mine?" "I've grown lots of flowers better than yours," Ping said. "It's just this seed that won't grow." Ping's father overheard this and said, "You did your best, and your best is good enough to present to the emperor." Holding the empty pot in his hands, Ping went straight away to the palace. The emperor was looking at the flowers slowly, one by one. How beautiful all the flowers were. But the emperor was frowning and did not say a word. Finally, he came to Ping. Ping hung his head in shame, expecting to be punished. The emperor asked him, "Why did you bring an empty pot?" Ping started to cry and replied, "I planted the seed you gave me and I watered it every day, but it didn't sprout. I put it in a better pot with better soil, but still it didn't sprout. I tended it all year long, but nothing grew. So today I had to bring an empty pot without a flower. It was the best I could do." When the emperor heard these words, a smile slowly spread over his face, and he put his arm around Ping. Then he exclaimed to one and all, "I have found him! I have found the one person worthy of being emperor. Where you got your seeds from, I do not know, for the seeds I gave you have all been cooked. So it was impossible for any of them to grow. I admire Ping's great courage to appear before me with the empty truth, and now I reward him with my entire kingdom and make him emperor of all the land." And that is Ping riding in the emperor's chariot because he was now the successor to the emperor.
So I'm not emperor. Everybody.
And why did he get chosen to be the emperor?
Because he's honest.
Because he was honest. Jocelyn? I'm sorry, I can't hear Jocelyn trying to answer the question. He kept trying and trying. So the
I
emperor
edited out
played
most
a
of
trick
the
on
student
everybody,
comments
Okay,
because
what did he give everyone?
usually they were too quiet to be heard
He
and
gave
there was a lot
everyone
of
cooked seeds. So
interruption.
can cooked
They
seeds
did
grow?
get some good feedback about
Jordan?
the
Can they
story
grow?
if it's relevant.
No.
I
So
decided to keep it.
So they all
In the
try to
video.
trick the emperor using different seeds by growing beautiful plants. Okay, but only Ping told the truth and was honest about his seeds. And that's why he was chosen emperor. So, what did everybody think of that story? What did you think of that story?
I could tell towards the end here that I was losing a lot of the kids. Only the ones that were answering the questions were really involved.
It was a good story
I
about
think I
telling the
really
truth and not
had an
lying.
opportunity here
Summer?
to maybe do some type of reflection with the kids, or if I had some kind of activity
Very
to
good.
talk
That you
about
told
telling
the
the
truth.
truth. That could have
Okay,
been a
you
really
know when you
good
tell a lie.
strategy to use.
So,
But
even though
a
someone else
lot
might not ever
of
figure
other
it out,
ideas now coming
you
to mind
know
after the
in your
fact
heart what's true
on
and
how I
what's
could have
not.
really wrapped
And
this
you're
lesson
getting
and
better
made
about it. Thank you
so
very
good
much for paying
reflection.
attention,
So
and I hope
lesson
you
learned.
enjoyed that story, and that's going to help me in my lessons, because now I have to talk more about it. Okay, so thank you very much. Good job.